So I've spent solid last couple of months riding the latest edition of our long-term fleet, which is the 2026 Versys X300. The idea behind getting this motorcycle in the fleet was just to see how it stacks up with the rest of the competition. It did really well independently as a tourer, but we wanted to see how it would do against the likes of the TVS RTX 300, which won our Motorcycle of the Year award this year, as well as even the Scram 440, which did really well on the touring front. And I gotta admit, like after riding this for the last couple of months, piling decent amount of kilometers, what definitely helps it stand out is the one thing which it has, which its competition doesn't, which is a parallel twin engine, which definitely gives it an edge in terms of refinement, in terms of reliability, in terms of a much stronger top end. So it has much longer legs for the highway, while the rest of the stuff continues to be at par. So of course the riding dynamics, the ride quality. In terms of ride quality, I feel it is similar to the Scram 440, but the RTX definitely has an edge because it has a little more travel and definitely has the option of adjustability. So yeah, as a package, it still continues to shine through from a touring perspective, but I still feel that there is so much untapped potential, which is also the reason why I was really curious to accessorize it to see how much better we can make it as a tourer. And that's when Kawasaki jumped straight in and completely kitted it up with all the accessories they had already built specifically for this motorcycle. Let's start with the fog lights. So these were a game changer for me. I love them for their intensity, for their spread, the fact that they can light up the road first thing in the morning in really dark conditions, even when you have oncoming traffic with their high beams on. So for me, from a safety standpoint, they're an absolute no-brainer because they really boost your confidence because you can see the road much better when it's really dark. Then of course, to have the fog lights, you of course get an engine guard, which is great. And then you of course also have panniers. So now these are straight again from Kawasaki. And more than anything, again, it helped me understand that with just these small additions, the Versys X300 can again be even more comfortable, can be even more convenient. So these are, in terms of capacity, they are 17 liters on each side, so 34 liters total capacity, a payload of 3 kgs on each side. You can operate them directly with the ignition key, so you don't have a whole lot of keys to take care of. They're waterproof, is what they tell us. But more than anything, I love their size. I know bigger panniers, of course, offer a little more convenience because they can store more luggage, but they also make the motorcycle a little bit more physical to ride. They change the riding dynamics, they change the balance, the weight distribution. So over longer hours, then I feel that the motorcycle does get a lot more tiring to ride. Whereas these offer you the convenience of still packing away your backpacks and other knickknacks that you might have, so you don't have to shoulder all that weight on your longer rides. But at the same time, the riding dynamics stays pretty much the same. What I love the most about this bike is how light it is, and it continues feeling that way even with the panniers on. I mean, so much so that we also took this motorcycle off-road. But that's another thing which I really wanted to see, how it would do off-road. I know it's a mile muncher, it's primarily a tourer, but it had so many things going for it. So we anyways took a leap of faith, took it off-road. And even there, we came back really impressed because, again, checked so many boxes in terms of, you do have a 1917 setup, you have 180 mm of ground clearance, you have pretty decent suspension travel. And again, what stood out there in that off-road condition is the weight distribution, the overall weight balance. The bike doesn't feel overly top heavy, it's very easy to ride. And even the seat is pretty low to at least have 1 foot firmly on the ground. So even if you're new to riding off-road or do such adventure motorcycles, it inspires a whole lot of confidence. And that's where, of course, these tube type spoke wheels, I think, added a little more benefit in terms of they have a little more give. So they add another layer of cushioning even when you are going over really rocky patches. This motorcycle is not meant to go crazy off-road. It doesn't have enough suspension travel for you to do that, and that's where these spoke wheels help. But having said that, I also feel that if I were to make the Versys X300 even better, that's the first thing I would change. I would probably swap them for alloy wheels for two reasons. Firstly, punctures are so much easier. I mean, I know this comes with a main stand, which is obviously handy, which I think is a must if you're running tube type spoke wheels. But I would still prefer alloys because of the convenience that they add in case of a puncture. And it also, secondly, gives you the option of putting on other good tubeless tires, which offer a lot more grip in a variety of conditions, because the MRFs are decent, they're all right in dry conditions, but not the best in wet conditions. And then I would just, more than anything else, make this motorcycle up to spec in terms of, I really hope Kawasaki give it the overhaul it deserves, because the base is already so strong. So all you need is maybe Bluetooth connectivity, turn-by-turn navigation, USB connectivity so that you can charge your phone on the go. Adjustable levers, definitely adjustable windscreen so it fits people of all shapes and sizes, and perhaps even adjustability of the suspension so that you can tweak it as per your needs, as per requirements and the road conditions. And lastly, maybe just give it like a design overhaul to help it stand out from this design which has existed for so long now. But yeah, I honestly did not expect to have as much fun and still be as impressed with this motorcycle. Yeah, but to summarize, it's quite clear that even in this trim, as a base, this still continues to make a really strong case, and just by making a few changes, adding a few more accessories, I seem to love it even more, because more than anything else, it checks all the right boxes and still stands out as a really capable, as a really reliable and really comfortable tourer that so many of us are looking out for.